wears really cloudy his jowl at the moment because for 5 environmental...
I mean, that was a stretch.
No, let me tell you the story first.
No, hang on.
No, but people don't know it.
Get ready for the gear change. Here it comes.
It's gloomy. It's gloomy for Roger Hallam because he's received a 5-year jail sentence for his actions of basically organising protests that brought part of the M25 to a standstill for 4 days in November 2022. He's been jailed for 5 years.
Yeah.
I mean, do you think this is a little bit too much as a sentence?
You say it's gloomy for him, as though in a sort of larky way. The truth is, this is a trial has taken place.
Yeah.
A group of people have been found guilty, and the judge has come to the conclusion that the offence was sufficiently serious. This is basically, he was the co-founder of Just Stop Oil. He's got this 5-year sentence. The other 4 protesters, each sentenced to 4 years. But the context of this, 45 people climbed onto gantries, economic cost of at least nearly £1 million. It also cost the Metropolitan Police more than £1 million, more than 50,000 hours of vehicle delay, 700,000 vehicles were affected. The M25 compromised for more than 120 hours. So this was a serious offence.
I mean, it sends a message, doesn't it?
And that is the idea. Now, the context of this, of course, is that our prisons are overcrowded. And you think, is this essentially, we live in a country where we want to allow free protest.
Yeah.
This was disruptive protest.
Yeah.
That is the point. And this
But
is
that's the
sending
point
other
of protest, isn't it? It is to
yes,
disrupt.
the organiser said that he wanted it to be the biggest disruption in British modern history. And they're also making history because this is the longest ever sentences for non-violent protests. And I do think that it's a big topic wider than this, which is protests. If they're peaceful, if they're this, historically, they don't make much difference. The suffragettes we would not be allowed to vote right now, probably, if the suffragettes hadn't taken the action that they did. Mm-hmm. But what people are arguing is they're doing protests that are actually disrupting the normal person.
Yeah.
And it's not fair for people to miss exams, flights, holidays, hospital appointments, and in some cases, although I don't know the detail, if anything like this, but if ambulances were held up, if your loved one was caught in that,
I think that's the issue that a lot of people seem to have with it, from the feedback we get, is that this protest seems to be punching down rather than punching up, right?
Yeah.
So, but there's 2 questions I have. Do you think the sentence is disproportionate? And do you think the sentence sends out a message, although realistically he'll probably serve, what, 40% of that time, and then might get some other time off. So it's more of a headline, not intentionally, but it's more of a headline to be grabbed rather than the actual time he'll end up
And I
spending.
will not be surprised if they appeal this.
Yeah.
Rob Rinder even said this morning, he said that's excessive.
And it's a very important issue that we do need to be talking
If you're
about.
going to make an example when we're not bursting at the seams, when there's actually people who are in prison who are going to be let out that could potentially be a danger to the public. You could argue these people are if they're blocking traffic. But I think I would rather have people of serious violent crime to be in jail than to have a Just Stop Oil protester. And I think in the context right now, the wrong time to make an example.
The prison service and the government would tell you that people who are liable, who are in for serious violent crime, are not among those who are going to be released. There is a programme, because it's so overcrowded, to release some 5,000 prisoners in September and October. But these will not be the murderers and the rapists and the people guilty of violent crime.
Yes.
I mean, they're emphasising that. I assume it's true.
Do you think it will deter protesters from doing that again, though?
Or will it almost encourage them? Because it does make you a martyr. Are we now going... This person who I'd not really heard of before, does he now become a martyr, being sent to prison for 5 years for actually wanting to help the world? Mm-hmm. That's the issue.
It's an interesting one, isn't it? Hi, everyone. Just wanted to say thank you for visiting our This Morning YouTube channel. Now, listen, we upload new content every day, so go ahead and hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out. And we'll see you in the morning.